What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track, back with another video, coming off a great win last weekend at Darlington. Final card had winning team, Roush Fenway Keselowski. Obviously, Brad Keselowski get the dub there. I called it on the show. I said we will have a new winner, someone who has not won. Turned out to be Brad Keselowski. Buescher with another great run as well. We also hit the McDowell top 10. And as always, the final card, at JOTT_podcast on X, and Johnny on the track on Action Network for the final betting card. Usually drops on Sunday mornings, and that's where you can see all my bets. But I give picks out on this show, one, to get early value, and two, to really just target in some names where maybe if we like a number, we can place it, or maybe if we like somebody but don't love the number, we can wait till practice, till qualifying, get to see a little bit more. Maybe those numbers shift more in our favor. So great weekend at Darlington. Looking forward to now the All-Star race, the All-Star weekend at North Wilkesboro Speedway. And real quick, before we do that, let's shout out the partnership with the NASCAR Betting Preview Show. NASCAR Betting Preview Show. It's how you would be or could be listening to the podcast version of this show. So however you listen to your podcast, search NASCAR Betting Preview Show, hit that follow button for great motorsports betting content leading you up to Sunday. In this case being, we've got trucks and of course the Cup All-Star Show. So there's that. And then obviously the live NASCAR betting preview show goes live on X, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday. So check that out. Again, just more action to get you prepped for the big weekend, whatever it is, whether it's Darlington like last weekend or North Wilkesboro in the All-Star race like this weekend. So here we go. Feeling pretty good. I won't do a heavy card just because there's a lot to the All-Star event. It's really it's an event, quite frankly. So the qualifying, the practice, the heat races, there's a lot to it. So we got to keep that in mind. And of course, it's not a points paying race. So I feel confident, but I'm going to do a little bit of a lighter card this week to prep for what's going to be a great, huge betting card for the Coke 600 Memorial Day weekend. But with that, I'm going to give you some guys that I really like this weekend. I'm going to start with Joey Logano. And let's get up the most up-to-date odds on this All-Star race. That's the Open. Okay, Joey Logano plus 900. I feel like that number could probably, after some heat races, get closer to 12-1, but I honestly like it at 9-1. Logano was able to do the test back in, when did they do this? November, December? I kind of forget when, but there was a test. Ty Gibbs, William Byron, Joey Logano were part of that test. I like Logano this week, and I feel like this is going to be a veteran race. We've got a new tire, like a compound tire, almost like an option tire, that's going to wear a little bit quicker than normal. So I feel like a veteran, like we saw at that Bristol race, is going to be able to manage their equipment better, get a feel for the track quicker than a lot of these other guys. Logano, great aggressive driver, can manage his stuff. He was fast at Richmond, fast at Martinsville, two really good results for him this year. He hasn't been great, wasn't great at Phoenix, which is another short flat, but oddly shaped, different shape. This is more of a Richmond, more of a Martinsville style feel. And yeah, I mean those are the tracks that Logano has been good on. He has not been an intermediate guy, but it seems short flats he's pretty much shined on. So I like Logano in this spot. I feel like this is a place where he can definitely get his season going, turned in the right direction, and I feel like get that spark that's needed. So Logano is a guy I like. I also love Truex plus 1,000, 10-1 to get Truex to win the All-Star race. was the second fastest guy at Phoenix, the fastest guy at Richmond. Wasn't great at Martinsville, but that was more kind of just he didn't have a bad car. Just things happen, right? Where he wasn't able to really make a move up. But great at Richmond, had a fast car at Phoenix, and again with this tire, we saw Denny Hamlin and Martin Truex Jr. be the class of the field at the Bristol race, where the tire made an impact. You had to manage your stuff. I like a veteran in this spot. Martin Truex is another guy, and I'll throw the favorite 5.5 to 1 right now. Denny Hamlin plus 550. I think another guy. Those two guys to me, Ad Logano are should be rather the class of the field at this All Star race. I know we saw out of Larson last year. He dominated this event, but remember, he's going to have to start in the back due to qualifying for the Coke 600. So he's going to have to work his way up through the field. It's going to be tough. Track position is king at these short flats. So we got to keep that in mind with Larson. But I think the like 9 to 1 on Larson is a really good number. You don't really get a number like that on Larson. So Hamlin, Logano, and Truex are my big three. And then I think another guy that you have to look at is Byron. Again, like I said, was able to do the test, was the fastest at the test. And also has been super fast at short flats. Obviously, your Martinsville winner. So William Byron, I feel like, is another guy right now. He's 6 to 1, not the greatest number, but I expect him to have a really, really good car. Those are the guys that I feel like are the top names to target. If you're looking for a big underdog, I think honestly, a guy like Josh Berry to win the Open, he's 8 to 1 to win the Open. And if he's able to win the Open, don't count him out. Like, do not count him out. He's been good at racetracks where you have to manage your stuff. Bristol, he was good at, started second, got a good solid result. We saw what he did. Third place at Darlington this past weekend. Again, you got to manage your stuff. So Barry has shown flashes, and if I expect this race to be sort of that new tire really playing a factor, which I believe it will, Josh Berry is an interesting one to watch to win the Open and then possibly make his way to the front in that main show. I really think that's a possibility. I like Josh Berry as a huge underdog to win that thing. And then if you again like just to win the Open, he's 8 to 1. I think that's a great number to get him at. Ty Gibbs is the favorite to win the Open. I think he should be. He's plus 275. I don't like that number at all. But again, he did the test. He understands, or rather, I expect him to understand how this track might change, how this track will feel. And of course, Joe Gibbs has been really, really good on short flats. Quite frankly, the class of the field. You look at a guy like Hamlin, like Truex, we mentioned. Even Reddick was really good at Phoenix. Another Toyota. I know not a Joe Gibbs Toyota, but another Toyota. So I wouldn't probably target Ty Gibbs at that plus 275 number, but I expect him to have a really good car. So I wouldn't fault you if you felt confident taking that. But it goes Gibbs at plus 275, and then the next guy to win the Open is Gregson at plus 650. So it just shows you like there is not much, if at all, any value on Ty Gibbs to win the Open. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at for the card. I don't really know. Like right now, it's just kind of winning bets. I don't know if they'll end up dropping a top 10, a top 5 bet. I kind of forget how the all-star betting works. But again, like it's a limited number of cars. So I feel like in that main show, I think there's only going to be 18, 19 cars total, something like that. So, if they do end up going top fives, top tens, there shouldn't be, or probably not going to be a ton of value on those bets. So we're looking for winners this weekend. And like I mentioned, it's Denny Hamlin, it's Martin Truex Jr., it's Joey Logano as my top three, and then I'd go Byron next in that setting if you're looking for a big underdog to both win the Open and win the All-Star race. Josh Berry is your guy. So there it is. Not a ton of stuff, like I said. Not going to have the biggest card this weekend, but feel confident. Should be a good show. I feel like this tire is going to do wonders for this track and event. It was a cool, I guess, event last year, like with the crowd and the track and everything around the kind of rebirth of North Wilkesboro. But of course, the race was a snooze fest with Larson just dominating. So I think and I hope that this tire is going to play a role in making a much better race, sort of like that Bristol race we saw. I don't think obviously that extreme, but still should play a big factor and hopefully give us a better race. But one more time, Logano, Hamlin, Truex, Byron, Berry are my five to watch for this weekend. Want to know what you guys think? Put your drivers in the comments section below. Give this video a like. It goes a long way for the channel. And subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for more motorsports betting content and motorsports content in general. Thanks for watching, and let's win some money.